Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to talk about how to create holes the proper way in Autodesk Inventor. So I have this 4 by 2 by 2 block that I created here, and I'm going to put 3 holes in this block. So I'm going to start a sketch on this face, the 4-inch long face. And as I said before, the first thing you should do after starting a sketch on a face of material that you already have, you go to Project Geometry, get the whole face highlighted, click on that, and you get the yellow lines of get the face projected onto your sketch. So I escape out of that. So the first thing to understand here when you're making holes is that you're not extruding circles. So you could put a circle and do an extrude cut, and that will give you a hole in the part. But that's not the ideal way to do it, and it doesn't give you some of the other features that you use doing holes the proper way gives you. So all we need from the sketch is a center point for each hole. So I'm going to use the point tool. I'm going to get it lined up in the middle of this face. I'm going to wind up constraining these anyway, but just going to get them close. They're going to be about an inch apart, centered on this face. All right, yeah, it's centered from top to bottom. So I'm escape out of that. I'm going to dimension all to 0.1 inch, 0.1, 0.1. Um, I'm going to make all the points horizontal with each other. And I'm going to make this point 1 inch from the bottom. And that will center all of the points on that line. Okay, so I'm done with this sketch. I have my 3 points. I'm going to make 3 holes, 3 different types of holes. So I'm going to finish sketch, and I'm going to go to the hole feature, and it is going to assume that I want to make holes on all 3 of these points. So I'm going to hold Control and select and deselect uh, 2 of the points. So I'm only making a hole in one of the points. So we're just going to make a simple hole. A clearance hole is more or less a simple hole too, but a clearance hole is designed for a particular size screw. We're not going to worry about that. So for a simple hole, all I need is a diameter and a through distance. So right now I have a 1/4 inch diameter hole. I will leave it on that. And it's on through all right now, but I could put this on distance and then I get to choose how far it goes through. So this whole side is 1 inch. The whole side is 2 inches. Right now it's on 1 inch. I'm going to put it back on through all, but I just wanted to show you that you could put in a particular depth there. And I'm going to hit OK. So notice my sketch went away, and that's what normally happens after you put a 3D model feature onto a sketch. So if I go into here under hole, left click on the plus sign, right click on sketch 2, and then go to share sketch, and now that sketch is back available for me to use again. So I'm going to go to hole again. It again selects both of the remaining holes. I'm going to deselect the one on the right, and I'm going to do what's called a counterbore hole. It's right here, second one from the left on the bottom. A counterbore is a hole that allows the head of a screw to sit inside the part, and then the stem of the screw will go through the thinner part of the hole. So I need 2 different diameters: the diameter of the counterbore, the top part, and the diameter of the through hole. So I have a 0.375 diameter for the counterbore. I'm going to leave that, and a 1/4 inch diameter for the through for the hole for the stem. I'm going to leave both of those. And there's also the depth of the counterbore, which is set at a 1/4 inch. So I can make the counterbore, this just the top part. I can make it deeper or shallower. And then the termination, this is whether or not the rest of the hole goes all the way through. So I'm going to leave that on through all again to have that hole go all the way through. And hit OK. I'm going to make one more hole. This hole is called a countersink hole, similar to a counterbore, but it's for a screw head that is like the triangular shape screw head, or cone shape, I guess. screw head instead of the cylindrical shaped screw head. So same thing, I have the 3.375 diameter of the top, the very top part. It goes down at 82 degrees. You could change that, but 82 degrees is the standard angle for those screws. So you generally wouldn't change that. And then a 1/4 inch for the stem of the screw. So I'm going to leave all those as is. I'm going to hit OK. Actually, I would like to show you one more option that you're going to need for another um, another project. So I'm going to make another sketch on that face. I'm going to project geometry. I'm going to put another point, dimension it, do half and half here. Oh, I'll keep that at 1. Okay. Finish sketch. And back to the hole feature. So I want to do a tapped hole. So a tapped hole is for a screw for the has the threads for a screw to screw into. I'm going to take this off countersink and just put it on none. So now this top part is on tapped, the bottom part is on none, and so I have my ANSI unified screw thread. That's going to be the default. We're going to use that. And then I have I have a 1/4 inch screw. The 20 means 20 threads per inch, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. And then you have the option of the threads being all the way through, or doing part of it without, or part of it with the threads, and then the rest of it without the threads. So we're going to go full depth and have the threads go all the way through, and hit OK. And if you zoom in on that, they try to give you some visual simulation of how the threaded holes look.